You want answers?
What's that going to set up?
We gotta go to work.
It's the Strat Attack Show. But we're always wondering what the next two is.
Holy shnikes at work.
That's something I want to know about.
What's your name, scumbag?
Strat Attack Show.
We're on a mission from God.
Here's Rob Smith.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black with the Strat Attack, and we get into the urban assault vehicle and go see what's going on. So, we know Spy's going after those Jan lows. Here's your monthly going after those lows. Q's take it out, right? And so, one of the questions I get asked often is, what does triangle day out mean? And I'll show you here. So, with the Spy weekly being bright red, daily coming down hard, right? Monthly, bright red. If you go to a 15-minute, you hear me say mind the flip all the time, right? Mind the flip. So right here was where the big waterfall happened, right here. Slight 2 up, 2 down. Boom, and that was it, right there. And that was it. And you'll hear me say when things occur matters, right? And what that did was on the 60, it gave you here. Boom, down she goes right there. As soon as that hit, we're going down, right? Because you hit right on the flip. Slight poke up and then off she went, and you can see it down into here. So real nice stuff. QQQ, like I said, does take out the Jan low. So we know the Qs have been weaker. And if anything's holding on, all right, be the XLE. All right, XLE still holding on a big concentration of inside days over there, with energy being a wild card here in the down market. So another thing I wanted to do, people enjoy this, is showing you the scans on how you can see what's going on without having any charts. Right? So if we go to today and we say, okay, who stayed inside today on an inside day? And you're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see Exxon, you're going to see Marathon, you're going to see Chevron, Oxy, right? Devon, APA. You can see a high slob, a real high concentration of energies. So that's going to be the wild card coming into tomorrow, right? Because they're all inside days. Now, which ways do they break? Why is this important? Because it's a potential simultaneous break. What that means is if we can get all of them going one way off of these, that's going to be a high probability setup for tomorrow, right? We're going to be watching these energies. Now, you got big mother bar here, all right, to get out of. But if 95% of energy stocks are taken out either side of that thing, that's something I'm going to want to know about, right, coming in tomorrow. So another thing we can look at here is in saying, okay, well, how many 212s do we have on the weekly going to the upside, right? Inside and up, or 212 reversal. So if we go to the volume and we sort inside up on the week, nobody. It's a who's who of nobodies. I don't know what these guys are, but it's a whole who's who of nobodies. And then if you go inside and down on the week, you'll see this. Ford, CCL, AMC, Snap, Peloton, General Motors, Disney, Nike, Boeing, Southwest Air, Lyft. You can see just a whole long list here to go after. You've got T-Moose, Disc, Enlock, Met, Spirit Airlines. So airlines coming down. I believe a lot of them are still inside months. And you just go down the line and see how much longer this is. We know BCC was getting crushed. That was in the Strat Time report today. So you can see the difference when we're looking at stuff like that, right? So you can also just, whether they're inside and down or inside and up or not, right, go to how many are taking out last week's highs and last week's lows, right? So if you go to here, oops, let's go to the highs first. Who's taking out last week's highs? Right? 2 up or 1 2 up or a 3 2, whatever it is. Well, you got a long list, but it's pretty much a nobody's, right? If anything, you've got golds, AUY, Heckler Mining, you've got Newmont. So if anything, you can see a little bit of a concentration of gold, DXK, and silvers, stuff like that. When you go down the list, I mean, it's, once again, pretty much a who's who of nobodies, right? When you look in here. And then, if you go to who is taking out last week's lows, right? Oof. AMD, Palantir, Apple, Ford's inside and down. Nvidia, Facebook, still going. Microsoft, what's this telling you? That's telling you the NASDAQ's in trouble, right? AMC, we already knew. Uber, TJ Maxx in the retail. Wells Fargo, Macy's, MU. Roblox, again, down to 45. Citicorp, SQ. So you can see the list here is pretty robust, and it's across the board, right? That's a little rough. You can see a bunch of airlines in there. Home Depot. And so that tells us we got some problems unless you can turn that around, right? And so we're always watching that on the daily to see if that reconfirms everything, because then even if we go back to, say, the monthlies here, and the monthlies, and yesterday's low on the month. All right, who's taking this stuff out? And we'll see. If we go to who's taking out last month's highs. Yeah. Exxon, some gold, Coke, Marathon Energies. Bristol Myers, a little bit of druggy there for you. Alcoa, so that tells us that tells us inflation trade can be on, watching your FCXs and all that kind of stuff. And you go down the list, though, and PXD is energies, and EXP maybe a little bit there. CENX, that's going to be more inflation trade. All right, so you can see the themes that are going on here, but it's not like a robust list. It's concentrated, kind of like the inside days with the energies. So once again, if we go to who's taking out last month's lows, Palantir, Ford, Facebook, Intel, Tesla. Is this all the stuff we want to know about? Sure is. Pfizer, PayPal, still. All right. Roblox. Fubo. So you can see it's a bit of HFC. So you have the refiners coming down. Nordstrom, some retail. Etsy still puking. Right. DoorDash, Texas Instruments, Tech, still on the ropes. Right. What that's telling us? It is. Right. So we know that. Cat, he's even got some industrials with Honeywell and Cat. That's a problem. All right, so all this thing getting taken out to the downside. So once again, then if we go to macro list, and let's take a look at here. Let's go to SPY. Let's go to the quarterly. Outside quarter, and as I said in the last macro vid, below here, this 3 is still going, right? So this level here is 426.36, right? That's something you'd want to know about because that's still a 3. If it can fight its way back in there, that's a different story. Right now, it's not doing that, right? And if you go to QQQ, quarter, boom, 2-2 reversal on the quarter. Right? Big problem there. And you're nowhere near coming back on this on a macro basis. So those are things that we want to keep an eye on. The good thing is that as we get hit here, that and the volatility rises, that the shorter term become more important because you're going to have as big of a move on an hourly as you may have on a normal week. And that's why we're minding the flip, we're minding all these 60s to always reconfirming these longer term stuff. But because we're down so much on certain things, we prefer the setups to the downside because we're not going to change this continuity anytime soon, right? So we can wait for those shorter term triangle the outs and then kick back into full time frame continuity right here. Boom, down on all time frames, all 4 major time frames, and the quarter, right? And all that kind of stuff in the year. So that's important stuff right there. But like I said, the good thing, why I'm scanning out so much during the day, as volatility increases, the shorter term becomes more important because you're going to have those big moves even on the shorter time frames. But for right now, still having some problems and going towards the low. Small cappers we'll take a look at. Small cappers are inside weak to the downside, 2-1-2 down, right? So we're looking for those reversals as well and still have some room to take out that month here, right? So, but this is a reversal, 2 up, inside, 2 down. That's exactly what we look for, right? Dow Jones Diamonds still going here, going after last month, 3-2, right? So we'd want to break this and stay below it, and you'd be 3.2 below 330, 135. You're almost there. Then want to stay there. You always want to look at if something works, what is that going to set up? So remember this, higher high, 2-2 reversal. If that works, that sets up these to become an outside bar of these, right? It does, and it did. If we just take a look at a couple here, like airbag and bag here, is another good example of that. So if you look at the daily, you're going to see this inside bar here, the 2-1-2 reversal, right? Down it goes. No reversal against you. If that works, it set this up. The 2 up, the 2 down back to previous range weak. For these 2 to become an outside bar of that, and hopefully all of this, because when this kicks in, now you're turning that month back red down in here, see? On some of the monthlies, like I said, looking for some reversals, and here's Cummins engine, CMI, 2 down, 2 up, boom, down she goes, and that's still good for the rest of the month. If we look at like something like a CP rail, and it's a good example of of combinations. Once again, that we're always looking for if this works, what will that do? 2 up, 2 down reversal coming back through previous range, and if that works, it sets up the 2-2 reversal on the month. 2 up, 2 down, right there. So some good examples for you. Things changing fairly quickly. We're waiting on geopolitical risk and all this kind of stuff to kind of play out. And so each day, it seems to get worse in the afternoon, where they're concerned we haven't had to resolve anything. Is he going in? How's he going to go in? When's he going to go in? What's it going to look like? All that kind of stuff. So we're going to keep it tight to the vest, hour by hour. And I always say it, every new hour is like a new day to us. It's really a new day to us now. And remember, all these setups will work in any time frame. So it's just going to be speeding it up a little bit. Doesn't mean the 30s and 60s don't work well. Like on the gappers are real good today. Palo Alto here. And on the 30, you can see this. Here was your 2 up, 2 down on the 30, and then the inside, which is known as a sideways 60, because if I go to a 60, it's not going to show me an inside bar there. Well, maybe it did. All right, but anywho, the inside 30 down right here. Boom, puke. Down she goes. TJ Maxx had a real nice one, too. Off the 30, the 2-1-2 right off that. And that's why I say you can just stay on the 30-60 gappers and do fine. But for right now, we got a whole bunch of inside days in the energies, and we got a whole lot of things too in their way down. So we'll see how that goes for now. It's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, missing the black with the Strat attack.
You've been listening to the Strat Attack Show.
It's over!
That looks like I'm running out of time again.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
And now for something completely different.
Yeah. Did you get that memo?
Let's go to Billy Baroo. Here's where they're buying.
Oh, behave.
Here's where they're selling.
Oh, righty.
I'd keep an eye on this. Is that a problem? It is.
You just don't turn it off!
I'm Rob Smith.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
I'm Smith in the Black with the Strat Attack.